Start. The master directions on frauds. No notice is given to the borrowing company or its promoters and directors, including whole time directors. Full stop. They are not given an opportunity to present a defense and even a copy of the final decision is not provided to them. Para. The classification of the borrower's bank accounts as fraud under the Master Directions on Frauds carries serious civil consequences. Full stop. The penal provisions under clause 8.12 of the Master Directions on Frauds are also applicable to the promoters, directors, and other whole-time directors. Full stop. Once a bank account is classified as fraudulent, it carries significant consequences. According to the master directions on frauds, such as filing of a complaint with the CBI and debarment of the promoters and directors from assessing institutional finance. Full stop. Further, the action of the banks of classifying an account as fraud is stigmatic, akin to blacklisting the borrower, which affects their right to reputation. Full stop. Thus, there is a direct impact on the fundamental rights of the individuals concerned as a consequence of the classification of an account as fraud. Para. The master directions on frauds are violative of Articles 14, 19, and 21 of the Constitution of India, as they debar a company and its promoters and directors from assessing financial and credit markets for a period of 5 years without even providing a so cause notice or opportunity of being heard. Para. There are other facets to the principle of audi alteram partem apart from a personal hearing. Full stop. The master directions on frauds does not stand good on other facets of audi alteram partem, such as notice of allegations leveled and evidence collected, notice of the penalty proposed, among others. Full stop. According to the procedure laid down under the master directions on frauds, a company or its promoters and directors are not even informed that they have been classified as fraud and that a penalty has been imposed upon them. Para. The master directions on fraud are silent on whether or not the borrower is entitled to an opportunity of being heard after the receipt of forensic audit report and before deciding whether the borrower's account should be classified as fraud. Full stop. Since the decision to classify the account as fraud entails significant civil consequences, principle of natural justice ought to be read into the master directions on frauds. Para. The master directions on frauds expressly stipulates that an opportunity of hearing be provided to third parties. The directions are manifestly arbitrary since, on the one hand, they provide an opportunity of hearing to third parties, but such an opportunity is denied to borrowers. Para. Although the purpose and object of the master directions on frauds is speedy detection and reporting of fraud to law enforcement agencies. Such exigencies cannot be a valid ground to exclude the applicability of the principles of natural justice. Para. The participation of the borrower during the preparation of the forensic audit report does not in itself fulfill the requirement of the principles of natural justice under the master directions on frauds. Full stop. Those directions do not expressly provide for the participation or inputs from a borrower during the preparation of the forensic audit report, giving rise to the possibility that in some cases the borrower is completely excluded from the forensic audit process. Stop.